हेलो माय स्टूडेंट्स, गुड इवनिंग, हाउ आर यू। तो हम लोग जहां हमने पीछे छोड़ा हुआ है वहीं से हम आगे बढ़ेंगे एंड वी हैव टू मूव फर्दर। हमें आगे बढ़ना है वहां से। तो चलिए हम पहला लेते हैं। पहले हम लोग मल्टीपल चॉइस क्वेश्चन 5 क्वेश्चंस कवर करते हैं, फिर उसके बाद आगे बढ़ेंगे। माय क्वेश्चन इज, इन व्हिच लैंग्वेज इज पंपा महाभारता रिटन? चॉइस ए संस्कृत, चॉइस बी प्राकृत, चॉइस सी कन्नड़ एंड चॉइस डी तमिल। ये 4 लैंग्वेज है। इन 4 लैंग्वेज में आपको पता करना है कि पंपा महाभारता किस लैंग्वेज में लिखा हुआ है। चॉइस नंबर सी इज द आंसर। ओके, कन्नड़। चलो गुड। उसके बाद आपका आता है क्वेश्चन नंबर 2। व्हिच वन ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इज अ ड्रामा बाय कालिदास? चॉइस ए कुमार संभवा, चॉइस बी विक्रमो वश्यम, चॉइस सी राज रघुवंशम एंड चॉइस डी मेघदूता। अब ये 4 चॉइस है, इसमें आपको करना होगा ड्रामा कौन है। बाकी पोएट्री है, बाकी पोएट्री इसमें एक ड्रामा है, एक प्ले है। ड्रामा मतलब प्ले। बाकी पोएट्री है, एक प्ले है।
मैक्सिमम डी।
चॉइस नंबर डी, मेघदूता। ओके गुड। Question number 3. Which one of the following pairs does not form the part of the 6 systems of Indian philosophy? Now we have to find out which of the following is not the part of the 6 materialistic philosophy. You might have heard the name. Choice A, Mimamsa and Vedanta. Choice B, Nyaya and Vaisesika. Choice C, Lokayata and Kapalika. And choice D, Sankhya and Yoga. You are having the 4 choices. Now you have to answer the question. Choice number C, Lokayata and Kapalika. You are correct. 100% correct. Next question. Which of the following pairs are correctly matched? Book and author. एक तरफ बुक है, दूसरी तरफ ऑथर है। पॉइंट 1, रामचरिता संध्याकर नंदी। 2, गौर बाहो बिलहना। 3, नैषधा चरिता श्री हर्षा। अब ये आपके 3 चॉइस है और आपको इसमें दिखना ये है कि आपको इसमें चुनना है कि कौन करेक्टली मैच्ड है। चॉइस ए 1 and 3, बी 2 and 3, सी 1, 2 and 3 एंड डी 1 and 2 ओनली।
मैक्सिमम बी, बॉम्बे।
चॉइस नंबर बी, मैक्सिमम बॉम्बे, मतलब रामचरिता संध्याकर नंदी। व्हिच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग पेयर्स इज करेक्टली मैच्ड? बी। No, A 1 and 3. This is wrong. Gaur Bahu was Vakpati Munj. I have just told you that is Gaur Bahu. And that is for Yashovarmana. I have told you that there was a ruler of Kannauj, Yashovarmana, but even if you have committed a mistake, it hardly matters because this is a very complicated question. But this Ramcharita was in honor of was written by Sandhyakar Nandi in honor of Rampala. Rampala, he was from Pala dynasty. So he was the court scholar of the Pala dynasty. Nasadh Charita, this is a text written by Sri Harsha in honor of Lakshman Sena from Sen dynasty. So Lakshman Sen. So that's why even this is correct and this is correct. So 1 and 3 is the answer, correct answer. Mr. Ankur, some has written about it or not?
Yes, sir.
Even one A.
Yes. Few students.
Then Theragatha and Therigatha are Jatkas and are Theragatha and Therigatha and Jatkas, you can say. And here you have to cut the word R and write and. Theragatha and Therigatha and Jatkas compile in which of the following Nikaya? मतलब ये जो थेरागाथा थेरीगाथा और जातका जो पार्ट है वो किस निकाय का है? दे आर द डिफरेंट निकायस. चॉइस है सूत निकाया, बी अंगुत्तर निकाया, सी दीघा निकाया, डी खुद्दक निकाया. इफ यू पीपल विल रिकॉल, प्लीज ट्राई कि व्हिच ऑफ द निकाया.
D.
Choice number D, Khuddak Nikaya. That is the correct answer. Khuddak Nikaya. You are correct. 100% correct.
कुछ बच्चे क्वेश्चन नंबर 2 रिव्यू करने के लिए
Review. Oh, right. Someone has written D and I have mistakenly gained. You are 100% correct. One play is Vikramovasiam B. I have reviewed the answer. Choice B is the correct answer. Actually, it was in a fit of moment. Someone has just told D, and even Mr. Ankur has informed me that most of the students have done D, and I have done D. Meghduta is a poem. Raghuvansa, I have told you that is a poetry. And Kumar Sambhava, this is the poetry. Apart from that, one is missing here in the list of, there are the total 4 poetry, you know. One is Kumar Sambhava, Raghuvansa, Meghduta, and one more, Ritu Sanghara, which I have just left. And 3 drama, 3 play, Vikramovasiam, Urvasi and Purva, a fairy I have told, and Malvika Agnimitram the first, and third one Abhigyan Sakuntalam. So Vikramovasiam is the correct answer. You are 100% correct, my students. Very good. How many students have chosen B, Mr. Ankur?
50.
Okay, this is correct answer.
Others करें sir. Question number 4 is bit difficult. Please review.
Yes, but others there is no, because whenever I have done the question number 4, so I was mentally alert. So in question number 4, there is no scope for revision, my students. Others, Ramcharita, that is by Sandhyakar Nandi. And even Gaurabaho, it was not Bilhan. Bilhana, I have told you, that is Bikramank Dev Charitam. That is in honor of Solanki king. I have already, you can say, made you free from the burden of responsibility in this question. I have told you it is really a difficult and very challenging question. So even if some of you have just, if you have committed the mistake in this question, I am not having any complaint against you, because this question was very complicated in nature, and it is really difficult to have the command over the name of so many books. But you people have tried at your best, and you are doing very well, extremely well, and so I am happy with you. Yeah?
Question number 3.
All 3. Which of one of the following pairs does not form the part of 6th system of Mimamsa and Vedanta? This is correct. Nyaya and Vaisesika, this is correct. And Sankhya and Yoga, even correct. 2, 2, 4, 2, 6. 6 materialistic philosophy. Mimamsa, the restoration of Vedas. Vedanta, that is Shankaracharya, etc. You find that is Lokayata. Nyaya and Vaisesika. Nyaya, that is logic, and Vaisesika, the atomic philosophy, and Sankhya, the earliest Kapila, and Yoga, Patanjali Yoga Sutra. So this Lokayata and Kapalika, this is odd man out.
Abhishek Kare sir, who is the author of Gaurabaho?
Vakpati Munja, no, not Munja. Gaurabaho. Abhishek, actually I'll just give you the name of this author, Gaurabaho. I'm just forgetting the name. In my mind, the name of Vakpati Munja is persisting several times, but even I am a bit doubtful that Vakpati Munja should be a Parmara king. So I think that Munja should not be. In the meantime, the name will come to my mind. I will, in course of your conversation with you, I'll just give you the name. And today, if I will not recall, then I will tomorrow. I'll just tell you. Gorbaho, Vakpati, Vakpati Raj, Vakpati Raj. The name was Vakpati Raja, not Munja. Vakpati Raja. He was the author of, and he was in the court of. He decorated the court of a ruler of Kannauj. His name was Yashovarmana. Yashovarmana after Harsha. What? Mitrangu? Bhavbhuti Malti Madhava. The composition of, you can say, Bhavbhuti was Malti Madhava.
Agastya Sir, Bilhan was court poet of Vikramaditya of Chalukya of Kalyani.
Someshwara, from Solanki. Agastya Solanki. Solanki is Gujarat.
Okay, sir.
Okay, my students, today you are moving to architecture. Now, art in ancient India boasts a rich and diverse history encompassing architecture, sculpture, painting, music and dance. When examining the realm of architecture, we discover a fascinating evolution influenced by numerous factors. My students, architecture does not emerge from the vacuum, but architecture was having the strong political, economic, social and religious basis. So political, economic, social and religious philosophical based. Political factors. Actually, once there was a question in UPSC in 2020. So this information has been given in light of that question. Architectural construction has often been influenced by political factors as described below. First one, on numerous occasions, kings or rulers sought to establish their presence in remote areas through architecture, with the boundaries of their estates being determined by these structures. My students, actually, suppose you can say at that time, today if you are having the wealth, you just try to construct a very impressive house so that your neighbors and friends would be influenced and your enemies should be and rivals should be jealous. Actually, kings were spending so much money on architectural monuments at that time. So one of the reasons was to make his presence felt in the remote areas. Suppose you can say that the king is ruling in Kannauj, but architectural monument has been built, you can say, that is in Asthaneshwara. So it is due to the fact that king could not made his presence regularly felt at Asthaneshwara, but if he is going to build his architectural monument, it means his presence would be felt by the people. So this was one of the objectives. The second one objective was to impress his friends and to, you can say, terrify his enemy through the big monuments. Point 2, that is the one political factor. In political factor, there are so many points. How many points? Total 3 points. Point 2, the construction of temples served as a means for rulers to display their royal pride. For instance, the Brihadeshwara temple built by the Chola ruler Rajaraj I and the Gangai Koncholpuram temple commissioned by Rajendra I symbolize their political victories. Actually, my students, sometime you can say the monuments was reflecting the political prowess and the grandeur of monarchy. For example, I will show you the Brihadeshwara temple, and whenever you will observe the Brihadeshwara temple, you will come to realize that it was a multi-story temple, you can see. Total 29 stories. That is a pyramidal or pyramidal structure from one by one story. So some art scholars try to establish that 29 and above the 29 stories there was construction of some astupika. That was the top of it. It was topped through some astupika. So 29 stories symbolized the defeated kings and lords. The defeated kings and lords were symbolized by 29 stories, and Astupika was symbolized by the monarch himself, यानी राजा द फर्स्ट. मतलब देखो, जो पहले के आर्किटेक्चर होते थे वह भी कहीं ना कहीं पावर को दर्शाते थे. अब जैसे जो टेम्पल है बृहदेश्वर टेम्पल, उसमें आप देखोगे 29 स्टोरीज है. अंकुर, हाउ व्हाट टेम्परेचर increase 1. So you will find that the 29 stories. तो 29 जो स्टोरीज है उसको कहते हैं कि जो डिफीटेड किंग्स थे और उसके फ्यूडल लॉर्ड्स थे उसको सिंबलाइज करते. उसके ऊपर जो अस्तुपिका था, जो हेड, जिसको टॉप बोलते हो, वह टॉप सिंबलाइज करता था राजा को, हिमसेल्फ को. तो इस तरह से आर्किटेक्चर उसके ग्रैंडियर को दिखाते हैं. स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम द 2nd century, वेरियस डायनेस्टी डेवलप्ड द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ कुल देवता, with deities such as Vishnu, Shiva, Surya and Durga holding significant importance. Temples were erected as a means of paying homage to these deities. Sorry. From 2nd century C onwards, even they developed the concept of the chief family god called Kul Devta. Even today you find. And in Kul Devta, they were basically worshipping four gods. Vishnu, either Vishnu, Shiva, Surya or Durga. And their temples were exclusively constructed and the homage was being paid to them as they were the Kul Devta. So it was also some objective of temple construction. मतलब वो अपने कुल देवता की कॉन्सेप्ट था, टेम्पल बनवाते थे, उसमें कुल देवता को स्थापित करते थे, इस्टेब्लिश करते थे. अब इकोनॉमिक फैक्टर्स ने भी कैसे आर्किटेक्चर को प्रमोट किया है. हाँ, ड्यूरिंग पीरियड्स of economic growth, there was a notable emphasis on artistic endeavors. For instance, in the post-Maurya era, the expansion of Roman trade stimulated economic prosperity, resulting in the construction of numerous chaityas, astupas and viharas. Similarly, the Gupta period witnessed continued economic growth, which led to the construction of a significant number of temples. My students, so far as you will not find some period economically prosperous. So the question arises कि how did they spend the money on construction of monuments? So post-Maurya period was marked by the growth of trade and commerce and agrarian economy. So there was the rise of an aristocratic class, the mercantile class, etc. And this class patronized architecture. So apart from the monarchs of the time, even the merchants and the aristocrats, so the nobles, so they could patronize viharas, astupas. I'll discuss with you. They were built. Likewise, during Gupta period, there was the construction of temples. Then social factors, So communities would often build temples as a means of establishing their identity. Additionally, temples were erected to pay homage to ancestors. Furthermore, temples were constructed as memorials to honor the passing of influential individuals. Memorials to honor the death. The temples were also constructed for the fact that there was some departed soul. So departed soul was symbolized through construction of temples. मतलब देखो, सोशल फैक्टर में है कि कई बार क्या होता था, कोई खास कम्युनिटी होती थी तो एक्स्ट्रा प्रेस्टीज और अपनी आइडेंटिटी को बनाने के लिए टेम्पल बनवा के अपने कम्युनिटी को सिंबलाइज करती थी. जैसे आप देखोगे कई बार क्या था कि गिल्ड्स होते थे, वो अपने नाम पर टेम्पल बनवाते थे अपनी पहचान के लिए. दूसरा क्या है कि कोई अपने पूर्वज हैं, पूर्वज को सम्मान देने के लिए उनके नाम पर टेम्पल बनवाता है. आज भी बनवाते हैं, आप देखते हो, अपने एंसेस्टर्स के नाम को अमर करने के लिए, इमॉर्टल करने के लिए. और फिर इसके अलावा और भी कुछ होता था, जैसे कोई डेड हुआ तो उसके कब्र पर भी टेम्पल या उसके सिंबलाइज करते थे कि भाई इस तरह का टेम्पल और कोई कंस्ट्रक्शन करवा के और उनको मतलब एक इमोर्टल फिगर देने की कोशिश करते थे. तो ये सब कारण से टेम्पल सोशल फैक्टर भी काम कर रहा था. अब रिलीजन एंड फिलोसफी तो played very important role. The construction of temples has always been closely intertwined with religion and philosophy. People from different religious sects would build temples to show reverence to their preferred deities. मतलब having been guided by religious ideas and with some you can say religious motive. You are constructing temples to, you can say, enrich and to give support to your own religion. And in terms of philosophy, the stupa or temple symbolically encompasses the entire world within itself. For example, the dome-like structure of the stupa represents Mount Meru, believed to be situated at the center of the world. The pillar erected atop it symbolizes the division between the heavens and the earthly realm. Here I have to make you clear. It may create some confusion for you. देखो, आप इसको ऐसे समझो कि उस समय एंशिएंट टाइम में एक मेरू पर्वत की परिकल्पना थी. देयर वाज द, यू कैन से, एन आइडिया ऑफ अ मेरू माउंटेन वाज कंसीव्ड. एन आइडिया ऑफ मेरू माउंटेन वाज कंसीव्ड. देयर वाज अ मेरू माउंट Meru, that was called Meru Mount, and this Meru Mount was supposed to be in the center. This Meru Mount was supposed to be in center, and अब suppose you can say that is the center of this universe. There was the concept that there is some Meru Mount, and this Meru Mount is lying in the center of universe. So there appeared a concept of Meru Mount. ओके, तो जैसे अशोकन पिलर्स है, तो अशोकन पिलर्स में तुम देखोगे पिलर्स खड़ा है, तो इट वाज सिंबलाइजिंग. जैसे स्तूपा है, तो स्तूपा का जो डोम होता था उसको मेरू माउंट सिंबलाइज करते थे. वह दैट इज बिटवीन द स्काई एंड द हेवन एंड द अर्थ. सो देयर वाज द बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट. ये फिलोसॉफिकल है. टेम्पल जो कंस्ट्रक्शन होता था, मैं टेम्पल आगे बताऊंगा, उस टेम्पल में बेसिकली यू आर जस्ट टॉकिंग अबाउट द सैंक्टम सैंक्टोरम. अब माय स्टूडेंट्स, यू हैव नॉट फैमिलियर विद द स्पेसिफिक features of and specific artistic features of a temple, so it is difficult for me to make you understand this point, but you may found sanctum sanctorum, that is called Garbhagriha. So you will find that the chief deity was placed in the center, that is called Garbhagriha, and then there was a courtyard around Garbhagriha. In the same there will courtyard, and that is called Pradakshina Path. Pradakshina Path means circumambulatory path. कि devotees are just moving around this Pradakshina Path to give homage to this deity. So this Pradakshina Path that is circular, so that was symbolizing the movement of time, and Sanctum Sanctorum was Mount Meru. वो वही माउंट मेरू पर्वत की तरह था, और जो टेम्पल्स के उठानी थे, जिसको कहते हो विमान या टेम्पल की ऊंचाई, सो दैट वाज टेम्पल और द शिखर्स ऑफ टेम्पल. शिखर ऑफ टेम्पल वाज डिवाइडिंग द हेवन एंड द अर्थ, एंड समटाइम ऑन द शिखर यू विल फाइंड द स्टैच्यू ऑफ डिफरेंट फेरीज एंड डिफरेंट, यू कैन से, एनिमल्स, यक्षास, फेरीज यानी परी, then nag, nagin, etc. It means ki they are the you can say semi divine creatures, and they are moving in the sky independently. So these are the seats of them. The shikhar is the seat of them. They could sit there. So temple itself was symbolizing the whole world philosophically. जो टेम्पल है वह पूरे विश्व को सिंबलाइज करता था. तो ये बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट था, इसको आप लोग देख लोगे. अब मैं आपको बताना चाहता कि इसीलिए क्वेश्चन पूछा था 2020 में, और मैं आप लोगों को कहूंगा आप लोग इस क्वेश्चन को ट्राई करना कि explore the political, social and religious, explore the political, social and religious philosophical factors factors behind temple construction. Explore the political, social, and religious philosophical factors behind temple construction. Temple construction. Okay. Okay. So this is the point here. $250 words. You people have to try this question, and tomorrow you will inform me whether are you in a position to and have you written the answer of this question or not. Tomorrow you will inform me. So then I'll just observe it and discuss with you. So that is the point first. Now, my friends, here I have to inform you the evolution of architecture. The evolution of architecture. Architecture. Now you have to follow Maurya architecture. Maurya architecture. Maurya architecture. Up here you will find the types. One is Ashokan pillars. Ashokan pillars. Point number 2. The first one, Ashokan pillars. Point number 2. Astupas. And point number 3. Point number 3, you know, cave architecture. Cave architecture. Types में Ashokan pillars, point 2 astupas, or point 3 cave architecture. So you will find here the 3 types of architecture under Mauryas. So my friends, I am just reflecting you just try to understand here. This question I have placed before you. Will you answer this question? Any difficulty? Mr. Ankur ask my friends कि I have given some homework to you for answering the question, क्योंकि आप लोग तो मल्टीपल चॉइस क्वेश्चन बहुत बढ़िया सॉल्व कर लेते हो और मुझे लगता है कि अब मेंस के क्वेश्चन में भी धीरे धीरे आप कंफर्टेबल हो रहे होगे. सो प्लीज इन्फॉर्म मी कि विल यू आंसर दिस क्वेश्चन.
Yes.
Okay.
So Rishi कह रहे हैं कि there is no architecture for Buddha and Vedic period.
No, Rishi, I'll discuss this aspect. Actually, my friends, whenever I am going to start the history of architecture, so we are starting the story with Maurya period. Because from the Vedic period, for Vedic period and for Buddha age, we don't find any conclusive architectural monument during this period. And even not simply that, even art, different art forms like sculpture, paintings, they are not visible. So my students, it was due to the fact that up here you find the Ashokan pillar. So in Ashokan pillar, particularly you will find the animal sculpture, the animal, you can say, relief. So that was so developed अब जीवंत loin you find here, the जीवंत loin. So whenever you are observing here the animal sculpture, and so developed it was, it is going to put some question mark. And some scholars, particularly the foreign scholars, even enthusiastically tried to establish that no, it could not be product of the indigenous attempt of India. Possibly it has been appropriated from the Achaemenid models from Persia. Achaemenid means you might have heard about the king Darius the First and his successor. So the Persian king was making pillars, and Ashoka appropriated the same pillar from Persia. Okay, so some scholars tried to establish that, and even they tried to establish that the Mauryan art was basically the appropriated from a foreign model. And their argument is that if it could have been indigenously evolved or developed, so before such a developed form of the animal sculpture, we should have found some, you can say, underdeveloped, or you can say some raw structure earlier, and after raw structure then the artist might have done this sort of finishing work. But artist had just started finishing right from the beginning, and we had not find any, you can say, the raw form of art. It does mean that it has directly appropriated from somewhere. मतलब उनका ये कहना है कि भाई इतना बढ़िया आपने एक ही बार कैसे बना दिया, इसका मतलब है आपने कहीं से चुराया है, क्योंकि अगर आपने बढ़िया बनाया तो वैदिक और बुद्धा पीरियड में कुछ तो कम से कम अंडर डेवलप्ड आर्ट मिलना चाहिए था, जिससे यह पता चलता कि भाई आपने इंडिजिनसली इसको इवॉल्व किया है. तो उससे पहले वी डोंट फाइंड एनी एविडेंस of the any raw form of art, and we have simply started to use such a, you can say, fine variety of animal sculpture and such a superb, you can say, artistic achievement of the you can say of the age. So how was it possible? तो इसलिए वो कहते हैं कि भाई ना तो वैदिक पीरियड में मिलता है ना बुद्ध एज में, तो इसलिए पर्सिया से लिया गया है. बट आवर हिस्टोरियंस आर रिप्लाइंग द क्वेश्चन कि नो, इवन it was the indigenously evolved, the animal art. And so far as the question of the Persian model of pillar is concerned, the Persian model is different in nature than Mauryan model, Mauryan pillar, because in Persian pillar you will find that there was, you can say, that is, there was not the animal sculpture or animal relief, there was the human sculpture there. Here the animal sculpture. Likewise, the Persian pillar, that was fragmented part have been jointed. But in Ashokan pillar, in a single and monolithic stone, the whole pillar has been given the finishing. So there is the nature of difference between Persian pillar and Ashokan pillar. तो इसलिए कहा जाता है कि नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है. और ये भी तर्क दिया जाता है कि मे बी कि देयर वाज द डिफरेंट रॉ फॉर्म ऑफ आर्ट before giving such a finished such a, you can say, fine finishing. Even Indian artists might have undergone a phase of trial and error, but possibly such trial and error was done on the raw materials, which was perishable in nature, not stone. For example, they might have done the earlier work on wooden, they might have done the earlier work on the, you can say, the terracotta, etc. So they were composed and they vanished in course of time. So today we don't find the evidence, but there could have been some, you can say, trial and error. Only then such an sculpture could have been developed. Observe Ashokan pillar, the single monolithic pillar. It is having two parts. One part is what? That is called pillar part. Second one part is the head part. Head part, you can say. And in head part, there is, just at the end of the pillar part, you will find some inverted lotus, the figure of inverted lotus. Over that there was abacus. Abacus कहते हैं चौकी को. And then it is in Sarnath, so you will find here in Sarnath you find here the chakra, the figure of chakra. But earlier you will find the different, and then the different animals. 4 animals were represented: lion, you can say bull, and elephant, lion, bull, elephant and horse. 4 animals have been represented. That is in Sarnath. So here the 4 lions are just, you can say, sat together while endorsing their back with each other. So here you will find the example of Sarnath. This is the artistic. देखो Ashoka pillar, the single lion, that is in Sanchi. Single lion. Up you will find Astupa. What is Astupa? So my students, actually whenever we have to discuss about an art form Astupa, so I will inform you that actually Astupa was just built on a relic. It was built on a relic. Earlier you can say it has been appropriated from a tribal cult. Because the tribal chief was, when the tribal chief died, so their relic was preserved. And their relic was buried, and on the relic there was some mound like some, you can say, mound like figure was created on the relic, you know. So the mound like figure was built on the relic. So this concept of Astupa has been appropriated from the mound which you find in Buddhist art, you can say in the tribal, the relic of the tribal chief. But my students, here you will find the very earliest form of Astupa, earliest form, because the developed form of Astupa is visible in post-Maurya period. Post-Maurya period onwards. Here you can say Astupa is a semicircular dome, okay? And the earlier Astupa, this is the Mahin Astupa that has been unearthed from Sanchi. It has been built by Ashoka, Mahina Astupa, Sanchi. From Sanchi, there are the 3 Astupas. Later, I will show 2 more Astupas, but these Astupas, you know, these Astupas had to be, these Astupas are visible from post-Maurya period onwards. The single one Astupa Ashoka built here, and that is made of bricks. It was the semi-spherical dome. In the, you can say, in the center was some Harmika. Harmika was the central chamber, and it was in the central chamber the relic of either Buddha or some important saint was placed there. And on the relic there was some pillar was built, but earlier pillar was the wooden pillar. So it decomposed in course of time. मतलब ये जो है ना, इसके ऊपर एक पिलर बनाया जाता था लकड़ी का, जो लकड़ी का शुरू में लकड़ी का हुआ, इसलिए वो समय के साथ नष्ट हो गया. आगे तुम देखोगे जो स्टोन पिलर बनाया गया, that will survive till today. For example, I'll show you in post-Maurya period. And the earlier, you can say, earlier Astupa was made of bricks, you know. Some earlier Astupa, that is the Sanchi, then Piparhwa in Nepal. These were the form of earlier Astupa. तो एक बेसिकली एक ट्रेडिशन है. दिस इज नॉट रियलिटी. ट्रेडिशन ये है कि व्हेन बुद्धा डाइड, जब बुद्धा का जब महाअभिनिष्क्रमण हुआ था, व्हेन एवर देयर वाज द फाइनल ब्लोइंग आउट, तो हिज डेड बॉडी वाज क्रीमेटेड, एंड आफ्टर क्रीमेशन इट्स एश, राख. तो राख को समेटा गया और 8 लोगों में बटा, जिसमें एक मगध का अजात शत्रु भी उसका एक शेरर था, और बाकी सब रिपब्लिक थे 7. उन 8 जो उनके रेलिक्स है, उसके आधार पर 8 स्तूप बने. बट अशोक ने उनमें से फिर एस को निकलवाया, और उसे ह्वेनसांग बोलता है कि 84,000 स्तूप आज अशोका ने बनाया. मतलब अशोक ने 84,000 स्तूपों का निर्माण करवा. ये एग्जेजरेशन है, इस पर बिलीव नहीं. उसके टाइम का ही स्तूपा मिलता है जो इनिशियल है. फिर इसका ढांचा, उसके बाद स्तूपा वाज encircled through a protecting wall. So this was the, you can say, Ashokan Astupa. But later, I'll show you Astupa. This is cave architecture. Ashoka has made a breakthrough. Not Ashoka, yes, Ashoka and his grandson Dasratha. Ashoka in Barawar Hill of Bihar, in Gaya. Barawar Hill of Gaya, he built some caves. And his successor, his grandson that was Dasratha. He also built some caves in the same Gaya in Nagarjuna hills, the other hills, Nagarjuna hills. And these caves were basically donated to Ajivkas, not Buddhist, Ajivkas. It means कि Ashoka patronized Ajivkas as well. It was a very simple type of cave. आगे जब तुम केव निर्माण देखोगे जो पहाड़ को काट कर बनाए जाएंगे वो बड़े भव्य होंगे जो आगे देखोगे. But it was a very simple type of cave architecture. Its mouth was cut into the size of a door from outside. Then it was, you can say, hewn out. A room was hewn out. एक कमरा खोद कर बनाया जाता था. And in the, you can say, roof as well as just the entrance of the door, there was the black polish. So simple type of, you can say, cave architecture you will find. And it was just like Biharaj. It was a resting place for monks. Monks were resting in this cave. So Ashoka built it.
Sir, to query.
हाँ बोलो.
Ask करेंगे sir, from Sanchi only we find Ashokan stupa and Ashokan pillar.
No. From Sanchi you have to find two more stupas, and possibly they were built by Gautiputra Shatkarni. And the two stupas from Sanchi, they are the much developed stupa. From Sanchi you find three stupa. One stupa I have shown you, that is the stupa of Mahina stupa, you know. Apart from Ashokan stupa, you will find two more stupas from Sanchi.
श्रद्धा पूछ रही सर, रेलिक क्या है?
रैलिक कहते हैं अवशेष को, जो शरीर का भाग होता है, श्रद्धा, जिसको शरीर का जो बचा कुचा भाग होता है, जो लोग मतलब गाड़ते हैं, जैसे उनका शरीर का नाखून हो गया, बाल हो गया, दांत हो गई, उसी को रेलिक के रूप में इस्तेमाल होता था, रेलिक कहलाता था.
बच्चों पूछ रहे सर, व्हाट इज इनसाइड ऑफ दिस स्तूपा? इट इज ओपन और क्लोज?
नहीं, उसमें मैंने कहा था उसमें एक हर्मिका होता था, उसका एक सेंट्रल चैम्बर होता था, दैट इज कॉल्ड हर्मिका. एंड इन द हर्मिका द रेलिक वाज प्लेस्ड. उसमें दोनों चीज, या तो शरीर का कोई अंश हो सकता है, बुद्धा का या सेंट का, या उनकी कोई गुड्स, कोई वस्तु, कोई उनका कोई एक उनका कोई बिलोंगिंग हो सकता है, जैसे कमंडल, यू नो, जैसे यू कैन से क्लॉथ्स, और कुछ भी चीज जो उनकी यादगार हो, तो वो भी चैम्बर में रखा जाता था, उसको बंद कर दिया जाता था. ऐसे चैम्बर काटा, हर्मिका उसमें रख दिया, फिर उसको क्लोज कर दिया.
रंजीत कह रहे हैं सर, why they used only animal as symbol, not any other things?
Rajiv, at that time,
Ranjit,
at that time, you can say human figure didn't start to be built when you find the first sculpture after Harappan civilization. So we find in Maurya period and even human figure in the folk art. I'll show you in sculpture, because अभी मैं अभी आर्किटेक्चर कर रहे हैं, तो जब मैं स्कल्पचर कराऊंगा तो आपको बताऊंगा कि यक्ष यक्षिणी का स्टैच्यू मिली है मौर्य पीरियड में, बट इट इज द एग्जांपल ऑफ फोक आर्ट, नॉट. एंड द टाइप ऑफ आर्ट आई हैव शोन यू, दैट इज द रॉयल आर्ट. एंड एज इट वाज associated with Buddhism, so all the four animals were having the Buddhist symbolism. For example, you can say hathi or elephant. So elephant symbolized the Buddha's mother being pregnant and Buddha going into the womb of his mother. And second one is bull. Bull was symbolizing the youth of Buddha. And then comes the turn of horse. Horse was just, you can say, Mahabhiniskarman. Matlab he left his house on the horseback. And the fourth one is lion, Buddha. That was symbolizing peace in Buddhism, symbolizing, you can say, victory over his, you can say, worldly and mundane pulls. So that was lion. So in Buddhist symbolism, all the four animals were having the significance. That's why Buddha selected, you can say, sorry, Ashoka selected the animal figurines at that time.
सर उषा कह रही है कि सर हाउ टू शो हर्मिका पोर्शन ऑन फिगर.
The question is not clear, Usha. Your question is not clear. How?
How to show हर्मिका पोर्शन ऑन फिगर. मीन्स की अगर मेंस का पेपर है
नहीं, हर्मिका पोर्शन को नहीं दिखाना होगा, उसको सिंबलाइज करके छोड़ देना होगा। जैसे अब उषा यू फाइंड हेयर, अब सपोज यू कैन सी, अब you semi-spherical dome, so here you will give symbolizing, here this should be the Hermica here chamber.
Nikhil Karan sir, why did the cave built after the manufacturer gave the caves to the Ajivika community?
Why you people are spending, actually are going to be so much concerned with the question. Even question is not clear. What is the question, Nikhil?
Why did the cave build after the manufacturer gave the caves to the Ajivika community?
Ajivika didn't build. Nikhil, your question is not clear. Actually, what are you asking? I think it's better to ask question in the more clear words. Actually, when Ajivika, it was donated to Ajivika, so Ajivika didn't build it. Ashoka or Dasharatha, after building the cave, then donated Ashoka. Ajivika. So Ajivika simply used the caves. He will not do any building work or manufacturing work.
Ayushi Karan sir, does Gupta period called Golden Age only because?
Ayushi, why are you wasting your time? I am in Maurya period. Let us move from post Maurya. A time will come, I will reach Gupta period also. Then Golden Age and whatever may be, then you will ask the question. But I am Maurya period, then we will post Maurya period. Will you allow me to go to Gupta only? Then I will deal with this question. So I have requested you several times that don't ask me question from the subsequent period. Please ask me question either with the topic I am just going to cover or some topics earlier if you are not clear. But at least not such a topic. It is simply you are just wasting your own time. And in this your course would be delayed. सो प्लीज ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड माई पोजिशन। देखो क्वेश्चंस आप ऐसा पूछिए कि जैसे जिस टॉपिक से है उसे क्वेश्चन पूछते हैं तो समझ में आता है, उसमें भी क्वेश्चन पूछिए, इन एसेंशियल क्वेश्चन ना पूछिए, नंबर 1। और ये आप ही के लिए है, नहीं तो अब क्या होगा, डिलेड होगा। आपको हिंदी मीडियम से आपका कोर्स और डिलेड हो जाता है, पिछली बार भी यही हुआ था, क्योंकि बहुत ज्यादा क्वेश्चन क्वेरीज आप लोगों में आता है। और उसमें अगर क्वेरीज में तो मैं खुद ही इनवाइट करता हूं, क्योंकि मेरा तो मकसद ये है कि देयर शुड बी क्लैरिटी इन योर विजन। अगर आपके विजन में क्लैरिटी नहीं आई तो मेरा मेन जो पर्पस है वो डिफीट हो जाएगा। मैं तो चाहता हूं कि आप क्लियर होगी, लेकिन कुछ चीजें ऐसी है जो ग्रांटेड लोग मान लेते हैं, हर क्वेश्चन किया नहीं जाता है। कई चीजें आप आगे देखेंगे उसे खुद भी क्लियर हो जाता है। तो लेट अस मूव, एंड दीज आर द 3 फॉर्म्स ऑफ आर्ट। देन यू मूव, देन वी आर मूविंग टू पोस्ट मौर्य पीरियड। This is cave. The interior part of cave is the Ashoka. This is here the Ajivkas were living here in this region. That is the entrance, and then a bigger hall was hewn out in the cave. So that is post Maurya architecture. So as Mauryan architecture, so even post-Mauryan architecture was basically guided by basically inspired by Buddhism. Different forms of architecture. Forms of architecture. One is Chaityaj. Two, Viharaj. Third, sorry, third astupas, or rather you can say ki Chaityaj, Viharaj and Astupa. What is Chaityaj? So Chaityaj was Buddhist temple. For example, you can say in Brahmanic temple you use the term temple. So in form of Buddhism you are using the term Chaityaj. Viharaj was the resting place for monks. अब suppose you can say in the same region, for the Chaityaj were built, then were built Viharaj, because the question arises कि अब Chaityaj was the temple, so monks were not allowed to live within the periphery of the temple. Otherwise, the temple site would be polluted. So there is the construction of their separate houses, and the separate house was known as Vihara. So separate house was known as Vihara, you know. So in Vihara, they were just allowed to live. So normally you can say just beside Chaitya, you will find the construction of Vihara as well. And Astupa, I have already told you that from Maurya period onwards, the construction of Astupa was going on. But whenever you will compare the Astupa during Maurya period with that of post-Maurya period, so Astupa in post-Maurya period is much more developed, you know. So all the three sorts of architecture, so they were associated with Buddhism, basically. Just observe here. Post-Mauryan architecture, Astupas. अब देखो, much more developed Astupa, that is from Sanchi. I have told you, my students, earlier that 3 Astupas have been unearthed. One belonging to Maurya period and 2 from post-Maurya period. अब this Astupa you will observe here, you will find a lot of things. अब this Astupa is the semi-spherical dome, semi-spherical. I have told you. And apart from semi-spherical dome, you find that is Hermika. You people were trying to find out Hermika. This is Hermika. And after Hermika, because this is the well-built Astupa and well-developed Astupa, so just around Hermika you can say that there was an stone circle. And here the construction of a stone circle, and just on Hermika there is the stone pillar. And on a stone pillar you will find the 3 important chakras. So the 3 chakras were symbolizing the 3 factors, you know. One is tolerance, next one compassion, next one you can say pardon, or you can say some sort of, you can say, liberal behavior to others, a sense of pardon. So 3 chakras were symbolizing the 3 important ideas of promoted by Buddhism at that time. And this one, observe here, this one is railing, that is called Vedika. If you people are having some experience of, you can say some Astupa, you will find that it was working as the circumambulatory path as well. Circumambulatory path means Pradakshina path. Pradakshina path का मतलब हुआ कि जैसे अगर आपको कोई अस्तूप का एक्सपीरियंस होगा, इसी पर जो श्रद्धालु हैं वो घूमते हैं इस पर चल के, और यही वेदिका है, उसका डेकोरेशन के लिए भी है. And that is gateway. This astupa was encircled by a protective wall, and there were 3 entrances, and this entrance was decorated with a larger gate, and you will find here the different human and animal figures. Human and animal figures, these are visible here. The different Yaksh, Yakshni, Nag, Nagin, bull, horse, different animals were visible on the gateway, and they are having some symbolic meaning with Buddhism. So very standard question in UPSC 2016 they asked, and in your question paper you will find this question in 2016. Very standard question, but you can take some support from the NCERT book of class 12th, and the last one chapter you will find. Possibly I have dealt with this question, you know, that is astupa, you can say animal figures. Up here you find a woman figure. She is just hanging. She is hanging just on the tree, you know, hanging on the tree. And here you find the different elephant, horse, monkeys, etc. So इसको ये जो आपको एक महिला दिखती है, एक लेडी, ये है विदशाल भंजिका. विदशाल भंजिका उस समय क्या कह सकते हो, तो पॉपुलर स्टोरी में विदशाल भंजिका थी. वो विदशाल भंजिका के बारे में कहते थे कि वो बहुत लकी वुमेन थी, माने वो लक को सिंबलाइज करती थी। वो मतलब क्या कहोगे, पॉपुलर से में थी वो, हियर से में जो जिसको पॉपुलर स्टोरी या फॉक स्टोरी कहते हैं उसमें प्रचलित थी विद शालभंजी का। इसके बारे में कहा जाता था कि अगर किसी ट्री का लीफ को छूती थी, किसी पेड़ के पत्ते को छूती थी तो वो फूल बन जाता था। मतलब शी वॉज सिंबलाइजिंग प्रॉस्पेरिटी, शी वॉज सिंबलाइजिंग गुड लक, एंड व्हेन एवर शी वॉज हरसेल्फ टचेज a leaf of a tree, it was converted into a flower. So that is the specialty of Vidya Shalbhanji का। उसको भी इस सब लोकल जो फॉक स्टोरी था उसको सारे एनिमल फिगर सिंबलाइज कर रहे हैं। तो देखो एक बार शायद मैंने यहां पर क्वेश्चन आपको दिया होगा, देखो दिस वन 2016, इस क्वेश्चन को फाइंड आउट करो। अर्ली बुद्धिस्ट स्तूपा आर्ट while डिपिक्टिंग फॉक मोटिव्स एंड नैरेटिव्स सक्सेसफुली एक्सपाउंड्स बुद्धिस्ट आइडियल्स। मतलब आपसे ये कह रहा है कि जो अर्ली बुद्धिस्ट स्तूपा आर्ट था उसने कहीं ना कहीं फॉक मोटिव्स, जो लोकोक्ति थी, लोक कहानी थी, लोक कथानक, फॉक मोटिव्स एंड नैरेटिव्स सक्सेसफुली एक्सपाउंड्स बुद्धिस्ट आइडियल्स। माने उसने बुद्धिस्ट आइडियल्स में बहुत सारी, जो कि देखो बुद्धिज्म ही है, सो बुद्धिज्म का तो पैदा ही हुआ था कॉमन पीपल के साथ कांटेक्ट से। तो उसने, ये 2016 यूपीएससी का क्वेश्चन है, तो उसने कैसे एक्सपाउंड किया, फॉक नैरेटिव्स को अप्रोप्रिएट किया, फॉक मोटिव्स को अप्रोप्रिएट किया, उसको बुद्धिस्ट आइडियल्स में उसको कन्वर्ट कर दिया। यही था सक्सेस ऑफ बुद्धिज्म, जिसको मैंने आंसर किया है। A significant aspect of Buddhism is their connection with the common people and their widespread acceptance among them. On one hand, Buddhism adopted the folk language Pali, while on the other hand, it embraced popular cultural symbols. एक तो उसने पाली लोक लैंग्वेज को अपनाया ही और पॉपुलर सिंबल्स को भी इसने अडॉप्ट कर लिया। Stupa art, the renowned architectural style of Buddhism, derived inspiration from folk life and evolved gradually. In tribal society, it was customary to create small mounds after the cremation of a chief or a chieftain. माने कोई मुखिया मरता था तो उसके पर एक मॉन्ड क्रिएट होता था। It was customary. The Buddhist sect adopted this tradition, incorporating it into their practices. बुद्धिज्म ने इसको अडॉप्ट किया था। Additionally, non-Aryan sects had a profound influence on the common people. One such example was the worship of Yaksha and Yakshini. अब देखो यक्ष और यक्षिणी का जो वर्शिप था, that was prevailing among the common people. अब जैसे बड़े बड़े गॉड्स थे तो वो तो बड़े बड़े लोगों के गॉड्स थे, तो कॉमन पीपल अपने गॉड्स में यक्ष यक्षिणी और नाग नागिन को ही देखते थे, समझते थे छोटे मोटे काम के लिए यही सब ठीक है। So for the common people, these gods were inspiring them. And Yaksha and Yakshini. Even during the Mauryan period, idols of Yaksha and Yakshini were made in folk art. These elements were later incorporated into stupa art by the Buddhist cult. Similarly, the worship of snakes, animals, and trees was prevalent among the common people, and these aspects gradually found their place in stupa art. तो ये सब जो बुद्धिस्ट कल्ट है, सिमिलरली द वर्शिप ऑफ स्नेक, जैसे सांप की पूजा, नाग नागिन, एंड एनिमल्स ट्रीज, ये सब जो फॉक लोकल जो कल्ट था, जो आप हड़प्पन सब सिविलाइजेशन में भी देखे थे, उन सबको बुद्धिज्म ने कहीं ना कहीं अपने गेट में कर लिया। एंड ट्रीज वर प्रिविलेंट अमंग द कॉमन पीपल एंड दिस एस्पेक्ट्स ग्रेजुअली देयर प्लेस इन स्तूपा आर्ट। ड्यूरिंग द मौर्यन पीरियड, स्तूपा आर्ट thrived under state patronage. However, in the early century AD, its social base expanded widely. Ashoka, in his effort to propagate Buddhism, discouraged certain folk festivals, social ceremonies, and other practices. However, after the decline of the Mauryan Empire, the influence of these elements resurfaced and left their impact on both contemporary religion and art. एक इसमें एस्पेक्ट दिया है, जो अशोका था, वो अशोका ने जानबूझकर मतलब अपने धम्मा को प्रोपोगेट करने के लिए जो फेस्टिवल था, सोशल सेरेमनीज था, अदर प्रैक्टिसेस था, उसको उसने रेस्ट्रिक्ट करने की कोशिश की थी। बट आफ्टर द डेथ ऑफ अशोका वो फिर उसके रिसर्फेस कर गया और उसके बाद उसने अपने आप को कॉन्टेम्पररी रिलीजन और आर्ट में रिफ्लेक्ट करने की कोशिश की। The stupa itself was a semicircular dome resembling the funeral mounds of tribal communities. The harmika located at its center housed the remains of the deceased. Surrounding the stupa, Vedika and entrance gates were constructed. Numerous sculptures depicting various animals, snakes, and aspects of folk art adorned the Vedika and entrances. Over the time, the Buddhist sect assimilated the elements into the religious practices. Thus, it is evident that the primary style of Buddhist architecture was intricately linked with the folk life and gradually developed by incorporating popular elements. So these were the points. Here you have to lay chaityas. What is chaityas, you can say. Dekho, this is chaityas. Chaityas are the rock cut, not freestanding, rock cut. Astupa was freestanding. Astupa was, you can say, material was brought from somewhere and then astupa was built, but it was rock cut. Normally you can say chaityas was rectangular in shape. It was rectangular in shape, but its end part going to be semicircular. मतलब देखो ये ऐसे आयताकार अंदर काटा जाता था, इसका जो लास्ट पार्ट था वो semicircular हो जाता था, semicircular. That is, and here you can see there was astupa was constructed in the center. Why? With worship purpose, with the purpose of worship. And you can very well imagine that, suppose you can say you are going to cut a mountain into the form of astupa. So astupa was hewn out within the mountain. So after cutting the size of, astupa ne, chaityaj. If chaityaj is hewn out in the, you can say within the mountain. So after building this chaityas, then the roof top of mountain is very less thick now. Some centimeters it might be. So the artists were cutting the roof in the size of horse hoe. Horse hoe कहते हैं घोड़े के नाल को. घोड़े के नाल के बराबर छत को काट देते थे, so that कि light should come out and the light should directly fall on astupa. अब ये काट देंगे कि light should fall on astupa directly, at least during daytime. In the night dark, but at least in daytime there should not be dark and the sunlight should fall on the stupa. So through this horse hoe which was constructed in the rooftop of the mountain. So this was normally the construction of chaityaj, you can say. हाँ, ये मैं आपको बता रहा हूं कि जैसे वो क्या करते थे कि जैसे अब स्तूपा है तो पहले इसको ऐसे करके पहाड़ के अंदर, मतलब माउंटेन के अंदर ऐसे करके रेक्टेंगुलर शेप में, जैसे इसको देखिए, जैसे ऐसे रेक्टेंगुलर शेप में काटेंगे, इसके लास्ट को सेमी सर्कुलर ऐसे बना देंगे, यहाँ पर एक स्तूप बना देंगे, और इसका जो छत है वैसे भी अब खोखला हो चुका है, इसमें कुछ ज्यादा जान है नहीं, तो इसमें हॉर्स हो के बराबर ऐसे ऐसे काट देंगे ताकि स्तूप पर इसका लाइट पड़े, और बीच में ये जो बना है इसमें पिलर बना रहेगा, पिलर उसी पहाड़ को काट के पिलर बनाते हैं, रॉक कट है। जैसे देखो रॉक कट सबसे पहले आर्किटेक्चर किसने स्टार्ट किया? अशोका ने, यानी मौर्य पीरियड में। लेकिन अशोका ने जो रॉक कट कंस्ट्रक्शन स्टार्ट किया वो अब बहुत डेवलप, मतलब वो अब आगे डेवलप करता जाएगा, देखोगे धीरे धीरे। इस पर मैं क्वेश्चन भी कराऊंगा। तो ये हुआ चैत्याज। अब यू विल फाइंड अ नंबर ऑफ चैत्याज इन वेस्टर्न इंडिया। हियर आई हैव इन्फॉर्म्ड यू a number of chaityaj. Under the Satvahana, numerous astupas were constructed by cutting mountains in the western India. Not astupa, chaityaj. Numerous chaityaj were constructed by cutting mountains in western India. Prominent examples include Nasik, Bhaj, Kanheri, Karle and Pitalkhora. These were chaityaj. Here the main chaityaj were built, that is in western India. नासिक है, भजा है, कन्हेरी है, कारले है, पितलखोरा, ये सब चैत्याज थी। That is you find here in the end, that is Astupa, Chaityaj Hall. This is Biharas. A well-built Biharas, you can say. That is from the latter phase, you know. So, Biharas was the dwelling place for monks. They had not to live in astupas, so dwelling place for monks. And here you find it was the rock cut. पहाड़ को काट कर बनाते थे और यह भिक्षुकों को मिलता था निवास के लिए। तो ये विहाराज होता था। तो 3 हो गए, स्तूपा हो गया, विहाराज हो गया और स्तूपा, चैत्याज, विहाराज। सो अब हम लोग स्कल्पचर अलग करेंगे, जो मूर्ति कला है वो अलग करेंगे, बट हियर यू फाइंड द एग्जांपल ऑफ आर्किटेक्चर, चैत्याज, स्तूपाज एंड विहाराज, द 3 important architecture. Mr. Ankur, are you okay?
Yes.
Any question?
No, sir.
So any confusion, my students, you can ask the valid confusion. तो तीनों आपने समझ लिया होगा, चैत्याज, विहाराज। विहाराज कब करके इसी को बनाते थे, डेवलप। ये तो बाद का है, थोड़ा डेवलप ज्यादा है। अदरवाइज जो शुरू का था वो ये सब तो चैत्याज है, रॉक कट चैत्या हॉल है, भज का है, दैट इज इन वेस्टर्न इंडिया। उसी के साइड में विहाराज भी कट करके बनाते थे, वो इनकी तुलना में ज्यादा सिंपल होता था विहारा। उसमें मॉन्किंग का ड्वेलिंग हाउसेस होता था। और स्तूपाज आप समझ ही चुके हो, तो ये 3 है विहाराज। अब देखो ये विहाराज है, ये लो। अब देखो पिलर को ऐसे बनाया कट करके, ये आगे का है, ये सब रॉक कट ही है। नासिक को रॉक कट विहारा, ये थोड़ा और डेवलप्ड है। देखो ऐसे स्टेयर्स पर चढ़ोगे, पिलर्स है, बरामदा है, इसके अंदर कमरे हैं, दैट इज बरांडा, यू नो, पिलर्स एंड the interior houses, and there in these interior houses the monks were living, so they are resting place. That is the part of the mountain itself, rock cut. This is from the, not during this phase not so well built viharas. This belongs to the latter phase, from the latter age, you can say. Kanheri caves you find, देखो caves, that is viharas, just like baramdas, you know, and the living resting place for monks, you know.
कुछ बच्चे पूछ रहे हैं कि how they cut the rocks.
अब उनके पास छेने हथौड़े से काटते थे, हथौड़े छेने से काटते थे। They were using the hammers and the scrapers, you know, as you find, you can say burins, etc. तो अब लोहे के छेने से अब क्या काटना है, उसमें तो बहुत तरीके से कटता था। उसको ह्यून आउट करते थे, कट के हथौड़े और छेनी से मार के काटते थे। इट वॉज अ वेरी टफ वर्क, बट दिस वर्क वॉज, you can say, done by the artist. They are having the very, you can say, much patience to do that. Khandgiri Hathi, that is Hathi Gumpa, that is also a Vihara, that is in eastern India, and that is associated with Jainism. Hathi Gumpa, from here the Hathi Gumpa inscription has been unearthed. My students, I am just asking you a question. Hathi Gumpa inscription belongs to which ruler? Which ruler? Please type. Hathi Gumpa inscription belong to which ruler? Please type fastly. Hathi Gumpa inscription belong to which ruler? Be fast.
Kharvel.
Yes, Kharvela. Kharvela. Yes, you are correct. But I am happy now. You have given the Rani Gumpa. That is from cave number Ajanta. ये तो गुप्ता पीरियड का है। अब गुप्ता आर्किटेक्चर, गुप्ता आर्किटेक्चर, गुप्ता आर्किटेक्चर। My students, here you find, अब now a difference you find कि गुप्ता आर्किटेक्चर was inspired basically Gupta architecture was inspired basically Gupta architecture was inspired basically by Gupta architecture was inspired basically by Brahmanism. Basically by Brahmanism. Gupta architecture was inspired basically by Brahmanism. Oh. Brahmanism. Now here you find, so that's why I started temple construction. Temple construction. So here you find two types of temples. Two types of temples. Two type of temples. One is, you find here the two types of temples. One is rock cut temple. Rock cut temple. In rock cut temple you will find two examples. One example is Brahmanic temple. Brahmanic temple. So that is Udayagiri. Udayagiri temple of Boar or Vishnu. Udayagiri temple of Boar or Vishnu. Second one, Ajanta, Buddhist temple. My students, here I have to inform you that in Ajanta there were 3 caves associated with Gupta period. Although there were 30 caves, but 3 more developed caves, so they were associated with Gupta period. The cave number 16th, the cave number 17th, and the cave number 19th. So cave number 16th, cave number 17th, and cave number 19th. So all the 3 caves were associated with Gupta period. So Ajanta Buddhist temple. So these were basically Chaitya. Buddhist temple means Chaitya. So Ajanta Chaityas that belong to, you can say that is a rock cut. मतलब 2 तरह के मंदिर होते हैं. अब मैं दूसरे तरह का बताऊंगा, उसको कहेंगे स्वतंत्र रूप से बनाए गए मंदिर, फ्री स्टैंडिंग टेम्पल. What is the specificity of free standing temple? You are bringing the material from outside, and after bringing the material from outside, then you are constructing the temple. So this temple was called free standing temple. अब here you know. अब that is Boar temple, Udayagiri. This is rock cut. Boar temple. That is God, Boar, and Vishnu. Boar was symbolizing Lord Vishnu. And here, this is Buddhist temple of Ajanta, cave number 19. Well developed rock cut. Well developed rock cut temple, you can see. Rock cut temple of Ajanta. That is the symbolizing Buddhist art. But then you will find a number of freestanding temple. Freestanding temple, that is freestanding temple. Here the material was brought from outside and then the temple was built. This is the Dashavtar temple of Deoghar. That is Nachna Kuthara temple of Parvati. That is Bhitargaon brick temple. That is brick temple, Bhitargaon temple. That is, you can say, one temple in Bihar, Mundeshwari. Now here I have to inform you how the temple is constructed. So here I have informed you, independent temple. Independent temple, you can use the term here, free standing temple. Free standing temple. That is, the Gupta period holds immense significance in Indian temple architecture. It marks a crucial phase of evolution despite being in its early stages. The Sanchi temple number 17 stands as the earliest example for this period. Alongside, we find prominent temples like the Vishnu temple of Tigwa, the Shiva temple of Bhumra and Kho, the Parvati temple of Nachna Kuthara, the Dah Parvatiya temple in Assam, and the Dashavatara temple of Deoghar. Notably, the Dashavatara temple of Deoghar is the oldest example of the Panchayatan style, Deoghar. Then these temples are primarily crafted from stone. Additionally, a significant number of brick temples were constructed during this era. Noteworthy examples include the temples in Bhitargaon, Kanpur, Paharpur, Bangladesh, and Sirpur, Chhattisgarh. So these were the examples. My students, here you will find actually what is the type of temple construction, what is the feature you know. Actually here you have to understand that what you know as the Nagra style of architecture, the basis of Nagra style of architecture was prepared by whom? The Gupta temple. The basic of Nagra style of architecture. What is the specificity of Nagra style of architecture? Try to understand. The temple is built in Gupta temple, you can see. The temple is built on a high platform, and there were stories for stepping up on the platform from all the sides. मतलब आपको बताया जा रहा है कि जो टेम्पल था ऊंचे चबूतरे पर बनता था और उसके चारों तरफ से स्टोरीज मतलब सीढ़ियां बनती थी, स्टेयर्स फ्रॉम ऑल होता था जिस पर चढ़ के आप मतलब उसके प्लेटफॉर्म पर ऊंचे आप पहुंचते हो, इसका फीचर है. देन यू कैन से अराउंड सैंक्टम सैंक्टोरम, उसी को कहते थे सैंक्टम सैंक्टोरम या गर्भगृह. सैंक्टम सैंक्टोरम देयर वाज ए circambulatory path around it. मतलब इसके चारों तरफ एक प्रदक्षिणा पथ होता था. मैं आपको बता देता हूं ओरली. जैसे देखिए, अब ये नागर स्टाइल का फीचर है. जैसे अब ये हुआ तो प्लेटफॉर्म के ऊपर जैसे एक गर्भगृह है, तो गर्भगृह का जो चारों तरफ उसको प्रदक्षिणा पथ या सर्कम्बुलेटरी पाथ कहते हैं, वो ओपन स्काई के नीचे होता था. अधिकतर तुम देखो द्रविड़ स्टाइल ऑफ आर्किटेक्चर में वो रूफ के नीचे होता है, ओपन स्काई के नीचे. नॉर्मली क्या हो, टेम्पल को देखोगे तो नॉर्मली its roof was going to be flat. No, even you find here the roof is flat. But in the Dashavatara temple you can see कि they just try to build शिखर. ये इसको शिखर बोलते हैं. शिखर अभी बना नहीं, शुरू हो रहा है. कम से कम दशावतारा टेम्पल में शिखर बनाने की कोशिश दिखती है, एफर्ट्स फॉर मेकिंग शिखर. अदरवाइज इट्स जो रूफ है वो बिल्कुल फ्लैट होगा. The outer part of temple is decorated, inner part is plain. So that is the feature of Gupta temple. Temples are of two types. जैसे आप देखोगे एक जो टेम्पल है सबसे जो फेमस है वो स्टोन टेम्पल्स, स्टोन टेम्पल इज बिल्ट। सेकेंड वन ब्रिक टेम्पल, ब्रिक टेम्पल। तो भीतरगांव का जो टेम्पल है, टेम्पल ऑफ भीतरगांव, दैट इज ब्रिक टेम्पल। हियर आई विल जस्ट गिव यू द एग्जाम्पल ऑफ ये, दैट इज अ ब्रिक टेम्पल। Otherwise, all the temples are the stone temples. So my students, अब now today time is over, so I am stopping here and I will discuss with you later. Is tomorrow. You people will be prepared and tomorrow I'll bring once again the questions and I hope you people have to perform well. आपको जो मैंने एक question means का दिया है, please my students you will try this question. I'll just see you again tomorrow. Thank you very much. Good night.